Customizing your toolbar. It's important that your toolbar is set up effectively so you can use all of the tools that are in ActiveInspire and that your students can use them inside your classroom and that you use them effectively. So the first thing we're going to do is go through a few of the tools that we haven't talked about in previous modules. Then we're going to look at how to add those tools that we haven't talked about to the toolbar and what the different toolbar functions are. So we've looked at your basic pointer, pen, highlighter, eraser, paint bucket, shape, connector tools. This button right here will open up the page browser on the left to show what pages are within your flip chart. Now we only have one page, so it's only showing the one page that we have. This button, as we saw in previous modules, opens up the resource browser on the left to access all of your resources. The spray bottle, we talked about deleting annotations and deleting lines. Now this page with the two arrows in a circle will reset your page to the last time it was saved. And this is very effective if you're using the same page for multiple classes or you're going back and doing review. It will reset any actions, any movements, back to that original page that you saved. Now your toolbar is broken up into a few different functions. We have the toolbar at the board, the toolbar while you're authoring, your language toolbar, your math toolbar. Math teachers always like to do things a little bit differently. And your media toolbar. So we'll start with at the board, and we can edit all of these at once. So if we go up to our menu, we go down to View, and then to Customize. The first thing that we're going to look at is the layout of our toolbar. Now you see that I'm in authoring right now, so if you want to change your functions for at the board, your language, your mathematics, or your media, you'd have to go and change those things for those as well, or if you want them different. So for the authoring, you may have a little bit different of a toolbar than you would for at the board. Your authoring is going to be when you're making your flip chart, your at the board is going to be when you or a student is up at the board. Looking at the authoring layout of your toolbar, the first thing that we come across is the icon size. And you can see my toolbar is growing underneath my menu. Now we all like those big icons, but remember that if your toolbar is too big, it's going to get in your way and you're going to be moving it around a lot. So make sure that you get it as big as you can while still being comfortable within your lesson. The first thing that I would change in your toolbar is I would up the colors to 24. You can never have enough colors on there, and you can edit those colors and they don't get in the way of your other tools. The rest of these are going to be for where your toolbar rests on your page. It's important to remember that we put the icons that we use a lot into our toolbar so we don't spend that time during class or when we're trying to make our lessons fishing around those menus looking for those tools. So we have easy access to them in the toolbar. So the clock, for instance, use a lot during class. You use the countdown clock to time students. So you click and highlight that icon, and then you just press the Add key. Okay, and you'll see that it's going to put it in at the bottom of your screen. So we can scroll down, and there's many different things. We talked about the Revealer tool. We can add the Revealer tool. We can add the Spotlight tool. And everyone's going to be different. It's whatever you use a lot. Maybe you use the ticker tape. And you'll see that those all get added to the bottom of your screen. Now you can do that for each one of your toolbars. So your authoring toolbar can be different than your at the board toolbar. You may want more buttons when you're authoring and less buttons when you're at the board so it doesn't get in the way of your actual presentation. Your user-defined buttons are going to be where you can create your own buttons and give them a function. And then your settings bar. And this is going to be settings for each one of those tools that we talked about, and then a few more that we haven't talked about yet, such as the spell checker, to check out your spelling within your pages. You could change some of the effects, the colors on the outside of the screen, the colors of the screen, and a few of your voting tools when you get into the active votes or the active expressions. So hopefully today we've learned a little bit more about our toolbar. You'll see that we've added a few icons to the bottom and that we're able to add and use our resources for the different bars.